you, Wi-Fi. Why are you so stupid? Good. Alright. Oh, I forgot about this. I'm going to actually use this. So this is juices from the bag of cooking some chicken wings. So I'm going to actually use this in my soup. So it's not on camera, but I've been warming up my chicken stock. So this is homemade chicken stock I have in here. I'm about to add this to it. Okay. Carefully, as to not burn myself. Put that in there. Alright. This is going back on the burner off camera over here. That is off camera because I am just, I'm not doing anything but heating that stock, so that's just going to heat up there. The frozen stuff is going to be not frozen in just a few minutes here, and let me get some more stuff here. Carrots, celery, got chicken in here. Carrot just fell out. Alright, so alright, let me wash this a little bit. I just realized that my pressure cooker pot is not perfectly clean. Pot. This is my instant pot. I'm going to fill that, well, the pot for my instant pot. I'm going to fill this up with my soup ingredients and cook that at high pressure so it cooks fast. So I have a couple things I need to do. I'm going to cut these vegetables. I'm also going to brown some onions. So let me get started with the onion. Let's see. Here we go. Turn that on. Get a little bit of oil in there. So my noodles are in the thing over here. Grab those too. Got some. I got some elbows. I use egg noodles pretty often, but today we're going with elbows. So, onion in here. I have some frozen onion that I chopped up for convenience. Put a good amount in here, roughly a full onion's worth, give or take. About that much, I guess. I'm just going to heat this up, heat it through, brown them a little bit. I'm not going to cook them entirely. Well, I guess they're going to just soften a little bit of color. Won't take long. What's this? No. So, So, make sure you don't handle a knife if you're going to have a beverage that is going to impair your knife skills. Make sure your knife skills are very sharp before you take that risk, because that's pretty sketchy, not going to lie. Alright, so I will take a sip of this, but remember I am. I should also say I haven't drank anything other than this yet. Don't go drinking too much if you're going to be handling a knife, would be my advice. Which I'm about to do. Because I do have to cut my celery and carrot here. So the onion's going pretty good now. Get me a little spoon like that. Alright, so that's going. I'm going to get my knife. Actually, before I get my knife, I'm going to peel my carrots. I'm not going to go carrots with the peel, so I gotta find my peeler. I think it's right here somewhere. There we go. I am not perfectly prepared, but there's my peeler. Making peeled carrots happen. Then I'll cut. That's pretty good. One. I guess I'm going to go maybe I'll go with 2 carrots. It's not a huge soup. My pressure cooker only holds so much, and I'm only using 2 chicken breasts, so I'm not going to be making a very large soup, so I don't want to put a ton of carrot. I'll cut 2 carrots and I'll see if I think that makes sense. Also, don't burn your onions. My onions are looking pretty good. Alright, I guess I'm going to go with 2 of these. I need to make some stock, or I'll probably just throw this stuff in the freezer actually before I make stock with it. My celery and onions my celery and carrots are not doing great. I mean, the celery's still good, but it's close. Knife. Always count your fingers before you start cutting, and then count your fingers again. Alright. Just a little bit of thing on that. onions are just about ready to go in the pot. They are not frozen and they are getting translucent. Just looking to soften them a little bit, and I think I'm basically there. The onions. Let's go another minute or so here. And I can chop this carrot here. Damn it, cats. It's a catastrophe in the other room. Alright. I'm just going to go for little cubes of carrots here. Alright. Before I overdo the onions, I'm going to go ahead and take these off, because they're doing well. Alright. So that's good. Onions already done. Vegetables in total are going to be done in a second here. So my stock is all liquid. So the chicken stock plus the juices from my sous vide batch of wings, they are in liquid form. I might turn it up just a little bit. The thing about the pressure cooker that people don't realize if they just are starting to get into it, it takes, I'm only going to cook this for 10 minutes, but it's going to take a while for the pressure cooker to get up to pressure. But if you have hot liquid when you start, the time it takes to get up to pressure goes a lot faster. So that's why my chicken stock is on the stove right now, and it's coming to a nice simmer. If I put in cold chicken stock, it's just going to take a bit longer. Carrots there is done. Do my other carrot here. So the only cooking I'm doing, actually not the only cooking, I'll take it back. I'm going to use this burner again because I'm going to cook my noodles. I like to make my soup without the noodles, and then I like to serve up, take my portion of whatever I'm going to serve up and add my noodles to that instead of adding noodles to the entire soup. So I'm going to end up taking probably half of that soup and putting it in a pot, and then I'm going to add my noodles to it, and when those are cooked through, I'll have my soup for tonight, and then the leftovers I'm going to store without the noodles. That way I'm not reheating soup with noodles and overcooking my noodles and getting them all mushy. So I'm not going to eat all this soup in one shot. This is going to make enough for more than a couple of servings. Almost done with my carrot. The stock is going pretty good. I think I probably need to turn that down a little bit. I think that's a good amount of carrot just by eyeballing it. I am following a recipe that says to cook your chicken for 10 minutes if you're doing a couple of chicken breasts. So that's the only part of the recipe I'm following though. I just have a general idea of what I want to put in my soup, so I don't need their proportions. I'm just eyeballing how much vegetables I want in here. Just about there, so I'm just gonna have to grab my herbs as well. I'm gonna throw some stuff in here. Don't look at what I got. Alright, there. That's all my chopping done. Looking good. So there's my pre-cooked onion, and there's my carrots and celery all done, chopped up, good to go. I'm gonna assemble in a second here. Just gonna grab, let's see. Do some herbs here. So I have some thyme. I'll go with some of this. Go with a little bit of parsley. I don't have any fresh herbs at the moment, so just the dry stuff. So just a little bit of basil. And a little bit of rosemary. Alright, give it a little bit more on the thyme. Okay, herbs are in. I'm not going to add salt until I'm tasting it, so I'll put some pepper in here. Alright, the stock is hot. Let me just move this. Okay. And here's the cooker. Let's see if I should be able to plug it in here with where my extension cord is at, but it's a little, oh, there we go. A little close. We got it. So there's my pressure cooker. I have to get the lid for it. This is actually a pressure cooker that has an air fryer as well. A little bit fancy in that way. So I'm just going to put that in here. I will grab my hot liquid there. Oh, the chicken. That will be done. Yep. So, I'm going to shred my chicken after the fact. Just going to throw 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts in here. Alright, chicken, vegetables, and now to put in my stock. This is homemade chicken stock plus the sous vide juices. I am not using any store-bought stock. So the soup should come out pretty good. I'm going to keep this pot handy actually. So that's all that. I am going to move the chicken a little bit. As I was saying, this particular thingy, it does air fryer, which is what this lid is for, but it also does pressure cooker with this other lid. So I'm going to add the pressure cooker lid on here. It's a little bit weird because I'm normally facing it from this way. Oh, got it locked, so make sure that's on seal. Let me get to where I can read it. Power on. Pressure high for just 10 minutes. There we go. So there goes the active cooking until I get to the point where the soup is done. When this is done, I'm going to do a quick release of the pressure, and I'm going to put some soup in this pot here, and I'm going to put noodles in it with my elbows. So now it's just a wait for this to get up to pressure. Hopefully it doesn't take too long since I have hot liquid in there. So maybe 10 minutes to get up to pressure, then another 10 minutes to cook. So I'm hanging out. Hope you guys are doing well. If you're watching this live or watching it later, hope you're doing well. Alright. Yeah. Now we'll get, make sure you turn off your stove when you're done with it too. Don't leave your burner on. Yep. It's my first time using the pressure cooker on this stream since it'll cook up fast. Still trying to come up with some ideas on stuff I can cook and just kind of have more active cooking time. Like right now, if I was doing a side dish or something, I don't know what I would do for a side dish for soup. I could be cooking that right now. At least I'd have something else that I could be doing. So I'll have to come up with some stuff. This is just something I decided to cook, and I decided to stream it kind of on a whim. Didn't plan this stream out too well. Well, I did plan it. I just didn't plan it very far in advance. So here I am, staring at my pressure cooker through the OBS window watching it do its little spinning thing until it feels like getting up the pressure and starting to cook. We'll get there. We'll get there. The most annoying thing I'm finding right now with my setup is the fact that my Wi-Fi likes to either cooperate or be completely obnoxious and not cooperate. I started to stream and I noticed my frame drops are like 50%. I don't know what it is because I don't change any settings, and I can either be fine with very minimal frame drops or it's just I can't stream at all. Like the Wi-Fi signal for some reason is just either just fine or it's just terrible and I can't use it. So then I gotta go grab a long Ethernet cord like I have plugged into the machine right now. And you're not looking at it, but it's obnoxious over here, running that through the other room into the kitchen here. I don't like it very much. Maybe if I had a better Ethernet plug, but I don't think I have any great solutions for trying to get Ethernet into the kitchen, which is a weird thing to do. I don't know. I don't have any great ideas to fix that other than maybe potentially putting a wireless access point like right above my head, above the island here. Because I could drop a cable there and buy one of those ceiling mount ones. And if the Wi-Fi signal's not strong then, I don't know. I hate Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi's stupid. Unless I'm using my phone and doing stuff, Wi-Fi's fine, but not reliable for getting stuff done. Come on, pressure cooker, we can do it. I should have set a timer to see how long the thing would take, just out of curiosity. But yeah, that's one thing that people get excited about pressure cooker recipes, but they don't realize that even though it says 10 minutes, it's not going to be 10 minutes. 10 minutes plus unknown quantity of time while this gets up to pressure. But then again, if I cook this soup normally, it would take a while to get all those vegetables tender and the chicken to cook through. So instead of cooking it for, I don't know, maybe an hour, it cooks a lot faster than that. Let's go pressure. I think you guys will probably be able to read the. The screen looks pretty good from what I can tell. I think you guys will be able to read the timer when it actually starts to go. So that'll be fun. We can watch the 10-minute timer together. I actually made some soup. Made some tortilla soup that came out good. I might do that again soon. I don't know if I can stream that, but speaking of soup, tortilla soup was pretty good. Pretty simple recipe. I have to see if I'm pretty sure I kept it out to go look, but it's like it's tomato-based soup with like beans in it. And I fried up some flour tortillas to eat with it. I think I put chicken in it too. I think it came out good. We're almost there, I think, because there's a little bit of steam escaping from the vent spot here. Typically this is when it's about to about to flip over and start actually the cook time, which is good. It's gonna be real exciting when I release the pressure. You guys can watch the steam fly out of this thing. Yeah, I can see the steam a little bit on the camera, so that's something. Alright, we should see the timer in a second here, if I know my device here. Let's go, timer. It's making noises. Come on, timer. We're almost there. My cat's staring at me. I feel no judgment. Come on, timer, go. Yeah, if you're gonna make chicken noodle soup in the pressure cooker, I definitely wouldn't put the pasta in there. The recipe I glanced at definitely said to do this first and then put the noodles in afterwards, which makes sense to me. You'd probably overcook your pasta. Come on, man. Pressure cooker is messing with me. I will definitely have to set a timer next time. I wish I knew. I'm looking at the time of my stream here, but I have no idea how long it took me to hit start, so it's not helping. Come on, man. So much excitement. Oh, come on. That's a timer. I can see it. It's probably gonna be hard to see on the stream. It looks like, yeah, it's kind of glare-y. I don't know if that's gonna help. No, probably not. It's hard to see it, unfortunately, but there it is. It's at 9.5 minutes. I thought for sure for a second that it would show up better on the camera, but you can kind of see that it's numbers, but it is way too, actually, hold on a second. Cat, watch out. Watch out, kitty. Does that help? Not really. Hang on another second. Ah! Now it's so dark, I kind of doubt. Wow, we still can't see it. Why is that so glary? Hang on, this thing actually has a light on it, but that's probably not going to help me. Let's turn the light on this thing. Oh, it's right there? Yeah. I don't think that's going to help, does it? Oh man. There's just no winning with all the glare that's on this thing. 8 minutes and 18 seconds. Oh well, you guys get to stare at the pressure cooker, but just kind of, you can't read it. kind of a shame. Although I guess I could have a timer showing how long it's saying, since I can read it. Won't be long, and then we'll have the excitement of releasing pressure. And I'll put some noodles in this thing. I could get this, could start heating this up. Put a little bit of water in it, I guess, just so it doesn't get too hot. Throw that in there with some noodles. Well, I wouldn't want to put the noodles on yet until the soup's done, but I guess I'll wait a second here. 7 minutes and 7 seconds. Almost there. Let me get my some salt for tasting here. Can't see the pressure cooker now. That's my fault. And my phone is reminding me that I need to take the trash out. Thank you, phone. Six minutes. Yep. 6 minutes, 6 seconds. So close. I wonder, probably take me a little over an hour in total here to get this entirely done, but I wasn't really trying to be that quick with the vegetables and stuff. Could have been a little bit more efficient, but it's fine. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get ready to pull the chicken out of here. Grab my couple of forks and I'll shred it, be able to throw it back in there. There we go. Forks for chicken shredding. 5 minutes. Let's go. Almost. Four and a half minutes. Enough time to get hydrated. So if you never use a pressure cooker, there's the quick release thing right here, and there's that option for releasing pressure. There's also so there's the quick release and there's the natural release. Some recipes will tell you to do the natural release, which is just after the timer goes off, just let it sit before you try to open the lid. But I'm going to be doing it the quick way. So we're going to see a lot of steam in here in just a second. You timed it well, Quinny, because we're looking at about 3 minutes before this thing is done cooking, where I can release the pressure. We're going to shred the chicken. I got 2 chicken breasts in here that are coming in this pot so I can shred them. Then I'm going to put soup in this pot with some noodles, and we're going to make soup. So most of the soup ingredients are in here. I have to add salt when I taste it. And so we're pretty close. The only thing you missed was me putting the vegetables and the chicken in here, but oh, and I used homemade chicken stock, so I had some chicken stock in the freezer. I ended up making it with, I think I had chicken breast with the bone in that I bought, so I used the chicken parts there to make stock, and then I had some juices. I made some chicken wings in the sous vide, and I had some of the juices from the bag that I froze, so I put that in here too. So we have chicken wing juices and we have chicken stock together in here. I guess I can, yeah. So that's actually key to any good chicken soup, is make sure you have good chicken stock. And you can make pretty good chicken soup without making homemade stock, but I definitely recommend doing it homemade. Here's my circulator, speaking of sous vide. It's not the most expensive one, and I'm glad, because some of these things have Wi-Fi, and gonna get food, okay. I definitely don't regret not buying one with freaking Wi-Fi, because I have absolutely no use for Wi-Fi on my circulator. It's a little ridiculous, in my opinion. A friend of mine was just talking about how his stovetop has freaking Wi-Fi. His oven and stove, like, don't need Wi-Fi on that, man. My laundry machine has Wi-Fi. I have never hooked it up to the Wi-Fi. It doesn't have my Wi-Fi information. It's not talking to the internet, because it's, in my opinion, it's absolutely useless to have my laundry machine talking to the internet. So it's sitting there as a dumb machine and not a smart machine. We're almost there. And we'll have the dramatic depressure. So this thing is going to build up a crazy amount of steam. We're about to see. What I have here is just a paper towel and my tongs, and I don't want to touch this thing with my hands necessarily, because it's gonna very likely to burn me, so I don't want to do that. It's just said done, so here we go. There it goes. That was nice. almost done. So close. It's almost there. Very close. So close. Alright. Slow down a lot. This safety thing is about to go, it's about to drop down to where the lid can be opened. When you turn on this thing, this little thing pops up and prevents you from opening the lid even if you wanted to. It's got to depressure first because that's, not something you want to do. There we go. It's depressured so I can take that off. And food. Smells nice. Here's one piece of chicken breast. Not one piece, but one chicken breast. Transfer this over my little pot and my other one. There we go. These do look like they're fully cooked, so the 10-minute timing was good. Do a quick shot of my 2 chicken breasts straight out of the pot after the 10-minute cook time. So I'm just gonna shred action. I should probably take this off the burner and make it a bit more stable. But yeah, whatever. Pull that apart. Now, I was saying earlier, I don't like to put my noodles in the pot and cook it for the whole soup. I like to portion it out. So what I'm going to do is put about half of this in this pot here. I'm going to add my noodles to it. That way I can serve up what I plan to eat tonight. And then I'm going to save the rest of the soup without the noodles. So that way whenever I have leftover soup tomorrow, I'm just going to cook some noodles fresh. So it'll just be putting the pot back on the stove with some more noodles. That way the noodles don't get overcooked. I don't like to overcook my pasta. So that was a tip I got from some YouTube video that I've been sticking with ever since. Almost done shredding. This would be good if you want to go with chicken thighs instead of chicken breast. That's probably a good idea too. I'm sure that would taste good. I've made chicken soup before with chicken thighs instead of the white meat. For the pressure cooker, I might go like 15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes if I did burnt meat though. It takes a bit longer to cook. Almost there. So I'll start putting some of this back in the pot. I mean, this is definitely a pretty good application for chicken breast. My favorite new method of chicken breast is actually cooking in the sous vide, because the texture you get out of that, being able to cook it and not overcook it at all, because the tendency is to, as soon as you overcook chicken breast, it's, you know, it's not the best experience. So I like to throw some of those in the water bath, and you can even reheat your chicken in the water bath. So I'll cook like, you know, 4 chicken breasts, and then when I want some the next day, I can just throw them back in there and reheat them without overcooking them. With dark meat, you have a little bit more margin for not overcooking it, so it's kind of nice. But if you're precise with how long you're cooking stuff, then you'll be alright. Alright. Get me a ladle, I think. Well, first I'm going to taste this, and then I'm going to get my ladle, and I'll put some soup in my pot here. I don't know why I'm doing this like this when I can just kind of... Don't do what I just did, just kind of have a little bit of sense. Yeah, let me get a spoon here. Chicken stock was not salty. I expect this to be not salty at all. I didn't add any salt to anything. So I'll give it a quick taste, and I anticipate that I'm going to be putting some salt in here. Yeah. So let's do that. I do like to add salt when I'm ready to taste, because if you put a lot of salt, if you put any salt, you risk putting too much salt too early, and then you're stuck with something that's too salty. So the best way of fixing that I know of is just to cook more of it, if you have more, and dilute it so it's not too salty. If you wait to add the salt until you're ready to taste it, then you're able to get a much better idea. You know, salt it without over-salting it. I'm just going to go a little bit more salt. I'm not happy with it yet. This will probably be enough salt. We'll find out in a second. Oh, let me go ahead and get my burner going too. So, soup is going in my little burner here. I need to replace this burner still, but for now, here's my janky little burner. If I had a good setup to do my gas stove over here, then maybe I would do that, but you know, kind of like the island setup. So I just need to get a burner, because I like to cook outside too, so if I get a nice burner that I can plug in outside, I'll be very happy with that. So, which is what I do with this thing sometimes, or I have done before it started being janky on me. Alright, I'm happy with the salt in that. So let's get a ladle. Figure out how much soup I'm going to serve up for 2 servings. Probably need to put the lid on it just to help it out a little bit. Don't spill your soup everywhere. Bad idea. I'm going to go with a pretty good amount. So I'm eating soup and only soup. I'm not doing soup as a side for something else. So I'm going to have a nice portion of it. It's looking pretty good right there. So, alright, I'm just gonna put that on here. after I give you guys a little bit of a peek there without spilling it. How my soup is looking. Nice and cooked with, you can see I got some herbs in this. First time I ever made chicken noodle soup, I made it from scratch with a whole chicken. I wasn't happy with it because I didn't put any herbs in it, and it was just kind of a very bland soup. But since the first time I did that, I'm much more generous with how much herbs I put in there. So I'm gonna eyeball this. My elbows. All right, and lid. There we go. So as soon as this heats up and the pasta cooks through, it's good to serve. And we are just under an hour, so pretty good. Worked out pretty well, I do think. Oh, did I turn the pressure cooker off? No, I did not. Oh. So the recipe I looked at that I'm not following, it said to put the noodles in this inside of here and put it on the saute. And I could cook the noodles in this thing, but I'm not, because I would have to take half of the soup out and put the rest of this somewhere. I'd rather do it in the regular pot. So, bleh. Also, anytime I read a recipe for an Instant Pot that says to like saute your onions or your protein, whatever it is, in this thing before you start the pressure cooker, I always use a pan on the side. I don't like to cook. I don't like to do that in this thing. I will sometimes use it, like if I'm making beans in here, I will put on the saute and just kind of finish cooking them in that, but I usually don't. I normally just use it as the pressure cooker or the air fryer functionality, which is this lid, because this thing is fancy. I never went out to buy a pressure cooker / air fryer. I got this for Christmas, so didn't realize that I wanted something like that, but there you go. It works well. I'm happy with that. So this is going pretty good now. The soup was already pretty hot. It didn't take long to start bubbling here. Just gotta make sure I don't overcook my pasta and everything will be lovely. So yeah, this is most of the stream done. My not very well thought out stream, not really planned out. I mean, I thought it out. Just when I was thinking about what to cook for dinner, I figured I could put this on stream. But it's not that I thought of this well ahead of time of, oh, I need to cook chicken soup and put it on the stream. Just kind of after the fact of deciding what I wanted to cook to go ahead and put it on the stream on here. It shouldn't take too long for this pasta. I wonder if it says on the box how long you can cook it for. It does say how long. 7 minutes. It says for authentic al dente pasta, boil for 7 minutes, stirring occasionally. Well, I did not set a timer, so. I'll just taste it in a second here. This is why this burner needs to go, because this is cooking at a high boil pretty much, and I guess it's fine. I just wouldn't actually cook this high normally, because this thing is either going to cook high or it's not going to cook at all. Which I actually had the same problem on at my old apartment, I had the same thing on one of the burners, on all of the burners actually, on the stovetop. They had, somebody came through and they changed out some kind of sensor to make it work. This thing, I'm not going to get it fixed. I'm just going to pitch it and get a burner that doesn't do this crap. I'm still shopping. I might get spend a little more on a better burner. I mean, this thing was cheap and it kind of makes sense that it's not working well. Oh, hello. Soup in the mail. I will send you soup with a carrier pigeon. I will go get a carrier pigeon. I will strap the... I don't think he's going to be able to carry much, but I'll send a carrier pigeon with a little bit of soup for you. You're probably going to be hungry after you eat it, though, because it's not going to be much. Unless I get like a whole flock of carrier pigeons. Maybe they can carry more. You could try that. Or I could, you know, I could try to rig up some kind of cart and get my cat to try to bring it to you, but I think my cat probably wouldn't do that. That's my hunch anyway. I haven't tried that, but... yeah, it's boiling like way too much. So don't buy a really cheap burner like I did. Or if you do, be prepared for it to disappoint you. Because I'm very disappointed. Since I started having this issue. Because it's on the mid setting right now. Like, it should not be cooking this hard, but I think it's just... I think that's what the issue is. It's going to be on at all. It's just going to be on the highest setting. But we're almost there. As soon as this is cooked through, I'll do a tasting. I already tasted it without the, what you call it, without the noodles. So it'll just be a tasting with the pasta. We'll get a bowl. Get ready for that. I am sufficiently hungry now, so that's good. That worked out well. The timing of this worked out pretty well. We're just over an hour, so a pretty quick thing to throw together. It worked out pretty well. It's actually simmering less hard now. But I definitely don't trust it if I turned it down a little bit more. I bet it would just not cook anymore. Actually, I feel like it's going to stop any second now. Oh well, I hate this burner. This pressure cooker is a lot more reliable than the burner. Would recommend this, would not recommend this burner. Hello, kitty. So the first time I was setting up for a cooking stream, my cat decided to jump up here, and she was just here and the camera was on, and she wanted to be seen, I guess. And she's over here rubbing on my legs. We're almost there, let's see. This is actually a nice simmer. Let's see if this pasta is done. I think it might. It doesn't look like it's puffed up. I'm not going to taste it yet. I'm going to let it go longer. I'm not convinced. I guess it's going to keep simmering, but it's definitely died down since I lifted the lid. Wow. Yeah, you're not really going to see it on camera, but this thing is barely bubbling. This is what it does. It either cooks really high, hard and fast, or it just does this, where it Doesn't do anything. And I hate this burner. I'll turn it up and it's going to start cooking really hard. Whatever. So the two things I really need to fix: replace the burner and figure out what I want to do for the Wi-Fi problem. And I guess it's not really a problem if I just run my Ethernet cable every time, but I would just love to know why sometimes, without messing with any settings, I can get perfectly good upload and I can just stream over Wi-Fi without a problem. I don't have to go get this long cable. But other times, like today, I start streaming and I see I'm dropping half of the frame, so I have to end the stream and hurry up and grab my cable and get a good connection. It's really weird. It won't be much longer, I don't think. Which is good because I don't have any appetizers. Nothing to snack on. And I've definitely gotten hungry cooking this. But I definitely recommend, if you do have a pressure cooker and you're going to make any kind of chicken soup, it worked out well to cook it on high pressure for 10 minutes. Like the chicken breast came out fully cooked and it really doesn't look like it's overcooked, so I would go with 10 minutes high pressure if you're going to adapt one of your soup recipes. Okay, the pasta definitely looks like it's puffed up a bit, so it's a good chance it's cooked through now. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to serve this up. Good to go. If you just tuned in, so there's soup in this pressure cooker, but I took about half of it and put it in this pot for a couple of servings, or maybe 2.5 servings. And I put my noodles in here. That way, when I cook the rest, whenever I want to reheat the rest of this soup tomorrow, I'll be able to put this on the stove with some fresh noodles, and as I reheat the soup, I'll cook the other pasta so I don't have overcooked pasta. Something I've been doing for a while since I got that tip off some YouTube video. Alright. Serve up without getting soup on my laptop. There we go. I think I'm ending up with a pretty hearty soup. Like, I probably could have went with more chicken stock, but I will eat this, not complain too much. This will be a filling soup for sure. I can even steal a little bit of broth out of this one. Alright, that looks pretty good. So let's do that. Take me a little picture. And share this picture here. This is going to look better than the webcam, so. There we go. But I will hold this bowl up here for a better shot on the camera. Trying not to spill, because that would be bad. If I can angle it more. There's my soup. Nice and hot. But there you go. Chicken breast and just onion, carrot, and celery, and some herbs. in here. Tastes pretty good. I'm happy with that. Alright, I could probably show you better with this pot. I can tilt it more. So there you go. You can see it's kind of heavy on the meat and vegetables and not a ton of broth, so I could add some more chicken stock to this. But there you go. Nice hearty soup. And with that, we are done. So, I will go ahead and kill a stream. I'm looking for somebody to raid. I don't think I have anybody. Not so much. Okay. Well, thank you guys for showing up, hanging out, and yeah. I'll catch you guys next time. We'll figure out what else I'm going to cook. Or maybe next time I go live, I'll actually play a game. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this week, actually. We'll figure that out. Alright. I will see you guys around. Have a good evening.